Welcome. My mic was muted. And happy belated St. Patrick's Day. I'm all in green from earrings to necklace to shirt to. Woo, that's weird. Oh no. I'm not someone. Okay, I got to. Now that's going to make me crazy right there. All right. So crazier. All right. So since I didn't do a stream on St. Patrick's Day, and I am Irish, Scottish, and a wee bit of Cherokee, and so we cannot forget
You're more native than you are Irish.
So says the
Family historian.
one of the family historians. So let's see who's here. We've got Shirley following the yellow brick road. All right. If you don't know Shirley, you've got to know Shirley's channel. Shirley's doing exactly what I would love to be doing. A lady of a certain age group who is out traveling, having fun, doing fun things, and and I think it's awesome. Um, Really, genuinely, truly, Shirley. And so I have a lot of respect for Shirley and her channel. We've got Badass 93 staying. Thank you. Thank you. And we have Judy Smiley. Thank you so much for coming, Judy. And Catherine Cook. Thank you, Catherine. I appreciate you being here. Another one of a couple who's traveling as well. And I think I'm going to get to see them sooner than later. Iced coffee. And then we have Alfonso. Thank you so much for coming, Alfonso. I appreciate it very much. Little sister Priscilla Hughes is in the house. Thank you, Priscilla. I was thinking you had probably a grandchild in a athletic event today, but I hope if you went early that they did well. And by well, I mean kicking some butt. You know that's what I mean by well in athletics. Huh? Yeah, let me know if you hear anything besides me and possibly the birds. And then
music.
you're in Georgia now. Yes, I saw that. Travel day tomorrow, heading northwest of Atlanta to a COE park. Cool. You do go to beautiful places, and I believe I shared one of your videos out today to my Facebook, large Facebook group. So then we have it was rained out. Yep, it was raining. It's raining a little bit here in Eugene, and I am not. Um, right now, Alfonso, I'm going to kind of hold off on that, but thank you so much. You do beautiful music, and we'll have some in a little bit. Alfonso is extremely talented, and he has a beautiful ability to communicate his music to whomever's watching. And so I appreciate Alfonso. And I'm just wondering, are you hearing anything right now? Well, thank you, Catherine. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So the sound is good. Do you hear any music? Still trying to get that little element fixed. So I know I have a tendency to yell. I have a big, giant voice, and so I have to learn how to calm it down. So did anybody here do anything fun for their St. Patrick's Day? We did not do anything special for St. Patrick's Day. It was just for me. It was a rest day and planning day. So that's what I did on St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day, but we are having some people over here this afternoon, and that's what we're doing. So you can't hear any music at this point. And Alfonso, I absolutely can imagine you being employee of the month, by the way. I really, really can. I can imagine that. I real seriously, I saw that the other day. You were talking about that, and that was very cool. All right, so we're going to pop right into just one moment here. We're going to pop right into some information and some fun with Ireland. So I usually fix corned beef and cabbage for St. Patty's Day, but not this year. Exactly. Same here. Same here. And I did not fix it. I had not planned ahead for some reason. And I remember looking at the corned beef. I do remember looking at the corned beef. My nephew was going to pick some up and bring it over and have me fix it, but got a little side gig for the day, well, for a couple days. And so that was put on hold. Even my cup is green. Even my cup is green. All right. So there's some things gonna make add something to the screen here. Ireland is one of those places I would like. See, I'm terrified of flying. The last time I flew on a plane, Richard and I were a very young couple in our probably our late 20s, and we were at the coast. We were living in a tent out of our car, selling earrings. We made earrings, and we sold them all up and down the Oregon coast. We actually paid off a brand new 1987 Corolla FX, which is a cute little hatchback. It got T-boned many years later, but we spent many years there, or a couple summers there. What happened is we went out on a sightseeing plane around the Yaquina Head Lighthouse. Yaquina Head Lighthouse is in Newport. It's on the northern end of Newport. There's two separate lighthouses. And it's out on this bluff, of course. And we go in, and I'm scared to death to go to start with because I'm terrified of heights. I mean, irrationally afraid of heights. And we went out and we're looking at the lighthouse. So we're looking at the lighthouse from the ocean. And it's right there by the beach and Newport and all that. And it felt like the plane stopped. It felt like the plane came to a stop. And the pilot, he's holding this book. Now, the last thing you want to see is a pilot holding the book when you're flying with them. And this is a little four-seater plane. There's two seats up in the very front with the pilot and where a co-pilot could sit, which there was no co-pilot. And then Richard and I were mushed together in the back. And when I said something, probably started to scream, and he said, "Don't worry, we're within coasting distance of the beach. We're within coasting distance of the beach." That did not engender a sense of security. Okay, that's all I could say. So that was my one experience with flying, and so I have been terrified to get in a plane ever since. However, I would probably go to Ireland. I'd love to go to Ireland. I would love to go to Scotland and to see those places. So Scotland is a beautiful place that I believe has a lot to hold. Let's see what we can find today. We're going to start with some sightseeing. Ta-da! Sightseeing. Look at a few things that Ireland holds here before we start the trivia. So the cliffs of Moher. I don't know if it's Moher or Moore. And it really does look like a fabulous place. Look at that. Look at that. That is just awesome. I think about, I'm a handsy person. Okay. I should have learned sign language because I could have become I could have made some money, using my hands in a useful way. So there's something right out there. I don't know if it's a castle or what the heck it is. But if you want to get there, it's 90 minutes from the city of Galway. Look at that. My gosh. Really, truly, just beautiful. And then we have Blarney Castle, another iconic stop in Ireland, and fabulous building as well. Just the thought of how old these things are and the strength. And again, my nephew, who is one of the closest people to me, is called. Hold for one moment, please. Hello, William. I'm on a live stream at the moment. Yeah. Call me back. Get on what? Okay, I can't do anything about it right this second. Call him. Love you too. Comes over every morning for the most part. Doesn't know I'm doing a live stream. All right, so the idea of how old this is, how strong it is, and what it has seen, those are the things that always intrigue me most. What it has seen. And then we have Giant's Causeway. Pictures definitely do justice to these amazing basalt columns stretching mysteriously towards Scotland from the coast of Ireland. What are they made of? Where did they come from? What is the famous legend that explains the mysteries of the Giant's Causeway? We're going to find that out. The Old Library, Book of Kells. It's a bird, it's a plane, no it's. One of the most ancient written manuscripts in human history, the Book of Kells. Proudly displayed in the Old Library at Trinity College in Dublin. This book is 680 pages long and unfinished and over 1,200 years old. Do not miss the Book of Kells. And then we have Newgrange. Newgrange. How on earth did they do that? Older than the pyramids in Egypt. And the incredible monument at Newgrange is a testament to the ingenuity of ancient times. At the very same time every year, at the moment of winter solstice, a beam of light illuminates the interior of this amazing structure. I know, hard to believe. If you would like to know more, click on. Then there is Clonmacnoise Monastery. Clone MacNoise Monastery. This amazing location is marked by a simple sign on M6 going west from Dublin. It would be easy to overlook, but don't. Dating back to the 9th century, frequented by monks, kings, and the Pope, Clonmacnoise is the site of many fascinating historical events. The Brazen Head Pub sounds like someplace I might have ventured in my younger years. Billed as the oldest pub in Dublin, Brazen Head is an easy choice for top 10 must-see locations in Ireland. At least for me, because you see, I love the friendly and joyful atmosphere that is common at Irish pubs. Here you'll find good traditional food, live music, interesting artifacts, and good craic every day. And you'll find out what craic means. Rock of Cashel. Wow. It is said this famous fortress was created by devil threw a gigantic stone at his adversaries. When the devil threw a gigantic rock at his adversaries. Okay. Wherever it came from, it is a sight to behold. Skellig Michael. What I love about these people is the interest. One of the things is the interesting names everything gets. I just don't see, let me see. Here we have, in my town, the founder of Eugene. His name was Eugene. Eugene Skinner. And our local butte is called Skinner Butte. And by the way, it's not Skinner's Butte, it's Skinner Butte. So what would the Irish name Skinner Butte? I got to think about that. Never mind that it was featured in the 2017 movie Star Wars. The Last Jedi. And never mind that it contains the ruins of an 8th century Gaelic monastery. And never mind that it is a remote island. And that is, well, pretty cool. Yes, yes, it is. Dingle Peninsula. Dingle makes our top 10 list because it is one of the best places on the island to experience traditional Ireland. Residents speak Gaelic. A crucifix marks the tip of the peninsula facing the sea. Foxy John's pub serves as a hardware store during the day and a social gathering place at night. Now that's, hey.
Excuse me.
Nobody in my immediate life knows. Very interesting. Except for my son. Foxy John's Pub serves. Okay, so that sounds like a fun place. So, anyways, there's more sightseeing places, and I will link all of this down below at the end. All right, so let me check the stream for a moment, see what we got going on here. And if you don't mind sharing this out to your friends, I would love that. Let's see if we can't get a couple more people in here. Yep. And, I'll tell you what. Again, I'd like, if anybody can think of the name they think Skinner Butte would be named if it were an Irishman was naming it, I'd love to know. And hello, Lance, Boondocking with Boomer. I hope you're doing well. Do I believe in leprechauns? Let's see. Why not? Anything's possible, and that's something I believe. So since I believe that, I know it was supposed to read winter, not winder. Although I thought maybe it's pronounced winder in Ireland. You're so funny, Lance. So has anybody else here got an Irish background? Curious of that. Besides my little sister. Besides Priscilla. Anybody else have an Irish background? In the meantime, I'm going to go back to we're going to start with some, let's see. How much do you know about Irish songs? That's where we're starting. And it's always a good place to start with music. What did Molly Malone carry in her famous wheelbarrow? What did Molly carry? Potatoes and carrots, diamonds and rubies, cockles and mussels, hopes and dreams. Potatoes and carrots, diamonds and rubies, cockles and mussels, hopes and dreams. Let's see. And hello, Kaylee. How are you doing, sweetheart? Hope you're doing well. Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Thank you so much, Susan, for coming. You will see up at the top of my stream here, my channel showcase. So I'm going to be doing a channel showcase. They won't, it's not that they have to come, okay? Because some of the channels are busy. And I kind of assume you might be busy as well. But I let her know. So I'm going to be showcasing channels that are inspiring me in one way or another. Channels that I feel connected to in one way or another. Like I can tell you that Following the Yellow Brick Road will be one of my showcase channels because these are people that I want to make sure first of all, there's people they are inspiring and helping to strive towards whatever it is our goals are. And she is one. So if somebody like Kaylee wanted to drop the link for Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, I would be very grateful. I'm going to be showing your channel page here in a little bit when we go into that section of the show and kind of just go over it and show them how you have your page set up and the different things that you offer. So that's what I'm doing with that after this segment. All right. I want to. And so, yeah, share out, please, so that other people can meet Susan as well, and Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. All right, Kaylee. Don't worry about it. People have lives. You know, people got things going on. I slept until 1:15 the other day. Please don't ask me how it happened. I have no clue. All right, back to the game at hand. All right, so I believe we have mostly cockles and mussels, I think was the answer. Or, you know, how the chat answered. And that was correct. Let's see. That was the right answer. Next one. What or who is calling in the famous Irish folk song, Danny Boy? The pipes, the motherland, Danny's mom, the birds. I got birds chattering in the background here. Tell me if you can hear them because they drive me crazy. And I do not know how 12 little birds can make this much noise. So the pipes, the motherland, the birds, or Danny's mom. I'm going to, well, thank you so much, honey. I appreciate you very much. And she's new to me. She's very much new to me, but I watch her a lot. The pipes. Okay, so we're going to go with the pipes, people. Yes, that be it. The pipes. According to the wildly popular unicorn song, the unicorn didn't make it onto Noah's Ark. Why? Because unicorns don't exist, silly. Because they slept through the flood. Because they weren't following directions. Or because Noah's family was allergic to unicorns. I really don't know the answer to this. I'd go with aren't following directions, but I know the name. The name is what attracted me first. Okay. That's to be honestly true. I had to see what it was all about. Unicorns don't exist. I know, Kaylee. Come on now, Priscilla. All right, let's check it out. Wrong. Let's see. Oh, we're going to score it at the end. So we can't see the answer yet. In the famous Irish song, the main character laments, "'Tis all for the loss of my bonny Irish lass, that my heart is breaking forever. 'Tis all for the loss of my bonny Irish lass, that my heart is breaking forever." Name that song. Red as the Rose, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, Seven Drunken Nights, The Fields of Atherny, or Atherny. I think it's Atherny. Let's see what y'all think. I'm thinking that. RV Grandma Charlotte, welcome to you. Glad you're here. All right. It's a very, very sad song. Crystal Green, well, hello to you. I'm so glad you're here. So glad you're here. Hello, everyone. All right. Red is the rose. Red is the rose. Rose. Okay. It looks like rose is going to be the answer. Yes. Red is the Rose. That was the name. Red is the Rose tells of blossoming love story that ends with sadness as the two lovers are separated. Most believe that the song is about one of the lovers immigrating, a topic that inspires plenty of Irish songs and stories. I can only imagine because our ancestors immigrated here as well. And in our family, legend has it as my memory is correct, that our grandfather and those, he had like what, Priscilla, like 5 brothers or something like that, 5 or 6 brothers, a lot. And that they were, when there was the when unions were being developed, they were part of the people that really wanted to see that happen and helped and did some of the hard work, should I say. In the fields of Atherny, young Michael sails away on a specific kind of ship. What kind of ship? A cruise ship, a pirate ship, a fishing boat, or a prison ship? Let's see what you think. I'll tell you what I think after I see what you think. Land Cloud Adventures. Well, hello, Nate. So glad you're here. And your beautiful pups as well. Another wonderful channel. So in the meantime here, let's just start. If you're a content creator, please put a C in the chat. And we're going to have, I'd like to have channel links dropped today for anybody who is a content creator. I think 5 brothers. Yeah, I know. I think so too, Priscilla. Let's see. There was Huey and Dewey. I'm not kidding. Our grandfather's name was Charlie. Charlie or Charles. There is a legal document that says Charles, but even on his headstone it says Charlie. He was born in like 1898. Fishing boat, prison ship. I think prison ship too, Shirley. All right. So, Kaylee, if you wanted to just little by little start dropping some links for these, for the channels, please. I would deeply appreciate that. We're going to have to teach Priscilla how to do that too, because she is one of my moderators. If you're a moderator and you want to drop someone's channel link, there we go. All right. So we're going to go for, it looked like fishing boat won out, but I'm thinking it's a prison boat for some reason, but we'll go with fishing. Wrong. In the end, I think we're going to find out it was a prison boat. Which of the following played an important role in the song The Sick Note? A man named Patty, all the above, a barrel, a load of bricks. Which of the following played an important role in the song A Sick Note? A man named Patty, all the above, a barrel, or a load of bricks. I'm going with all the above, but we'll see what y'all think. Yes, Lance is a crazy content creator. He's one of our Canadian friends. By the way, love Lance. Fun guy. It's like, I think Lance needs a t-shirt that says nothing but fun. I'm just saying. And thank you, Kaylee. Thank you so much. All right. So anybody got any thoughts? All the above? I'm going with all the above too. I'm going all the above. Let's see what anybody else got any ideas? All right. All right. Let's see. A barrel. Simply guessing. Okay. A barrel. I do. Lance, you're one of the most funnest people I've met on here. I have to say, between you and Troy, it's kind of evenly weighted, but he's not here, so you're slightly above today. At least that I know. He could be watching. Okay, so let's see if we're going to go with the all the above, which I kind of think is, yep. All right. Something surprising happens in the folk song Finnegan's Wake. What is surprising that happens at Finnegan's Wake? Finnegan defeats a giant. I thought at the wake you're supposed to be dead. Maybe Finnegan did not know. Maybe he had been to a pub crawl and he was just waking up. People didn't realize it. Finnegan finds a pot of gold. Finnegan vanishes into the air. Finnegan comes back from the dead. I think he comes back from the dead. I'm just saying. Let's see what you guys think. There's hubby Richard popping in. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for dropping links, Kaylee. You're way funnier than Troy. Okay. Just Troy's fault for not being here to stick up for himself. I think that it kind of is going to be that. I was thinking pot of gold too, but yeah. But reports it to the police. Okay, we're going to go with comes back from the dead. Yes. That's what I was thinking. The song is about a man who dies but comes back to life at his own wake when a bucket of whiskey is spilled onto the floor. Who knew? I understand that, by the way. For more secrets. All right, so we'll move on to another song. We're almost done with the song section. In this popular Irish song, the main character says, no, nay, never, no more to plain what? No, nay, never, no more to plain what? The fool, the wild rover, stud poker, the field. I'm going to say wild rover. What do you think? Yeah, me too. Oh, trust me, Kaylee. Me too. Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, The Fool. Okay. Probably The Fool. Anybody else got any ideas about that? What do you think? Hey, sis. That's for you, Priscilla. All right. We will check it out. We're going to go with The Fool. Nay. Uh-oh. We'll see what it is at the end. One of the most well-known verses in the world of Irish music assures us that there is something in a jar. What is it? Something in a jar. Beer, cabbage, whiskey, or gold? Oh, I think there's no question about what's in the jar for an Irishman. One of the most well-known verses in the world of Irish music assures us that there is something in a jar. What is in it? Beer, gold, cabbage, or whiskey? She's just a wonderful supporter, dear. Thank you. See, so Judy Smiley, Kaylee, anybody that is a non-content creator, could you put an N in? Because they deserve a huge thank you from everybody. Anybody who's willing, they got nothing in the fight, so to speak. I shouldn't use the word fight. There's nothing in the game, whatever we want to call it, because nobody's, they're not trying to make friends with people intentionally to build their channel, blah, blah, blah. So it's because you're just kind giving people. And that's what my experience has been. Whiskey. I go with whiskey too. Yeah, it would be beer or whiskey, but I'm thinking whiskey. Anybody else going to jump into this little jar of something? We're going to go with whiskey. Whiskey it is. Whiskey it is. All right. Apparently that's a famous song. An old man sees a strange horse outside his door where his old horse should be. In what comical Irish song? An old man sees a strange horse outside his door where his old horse should be. In what comical Irish song? Seven Drunken Nights. Oh my God, I clicked on it. Apologies. I'm sorry for that. Okay, but it kind of makes sense. Where did he get the new horse? That should be the real question. Let's move on. All right. So how did we do? What was our score? Oh, 70 out of the 100. So 70 means pretty good. You're probably the life of the party at St. Patrick's Day. Okay. We're going to go with Irish sayings now. Irish sayings. Famous Irish sayings, wit and wisdom for your next occasion. Slanty. Slanty. Slainte. I'm going to pronounce it Slanty. Slanty. Huh. All right. Let's give her a start. Only Irish coffee contains all 4 essential food groups: alcohol, caffeine, sugar, and water, beer, cabbage, or fat. So in their 4 essential food groups, we got alcohol, caffeine, and sugar, water, beer, cabbage, or fat. I'm going with fat. Let's see what you guys are going with. All right, Judy Smiley, thank you. Thank you. You guys keep me going through the hard times and keep me company when I'm feeling low. Thank you all for that. Well, Kaylee, thank you. I just told somebody the other day, a way larger channel than me. I told him that you really deserve if I had the means, I would do something extra special. And I love all of my moderators. I do. I appreciate and love every moderator I have or have had, especially the ones that have nothing to gain. Kaylee's been there from the very beginning, and she gives me notifications, and she actually sometimes can finish my sentences. So I'm exceptionally, I kind of have an affinity for all of you. But Kaylee, thank you so much. Maybe it's a unicorn. Fat, water. I don't think water matters in Ireland. I think it's the least of the food groups, if you know what I'm saying. Just a wild guess. But we'll go pronounce Slantia. Slantia. Okay. Thank you for looking that up. Crystal. Yes. Nightbot. Crystal the green. Oh no. Okay. I'm playing with Nightbots. I didn't even know it was on. You did nothing wrong, Crystal. Okay, it's my lack of knowledge of how to deal with Nightbots. So please accept my apology. That's on me. Water, nothing to gain. We are not going to receive our monthly mod checks from you anymore. I'm so sorry. Crystal, let me see here. I want to see if I can do anything with that darn night. I don't know how to turn it off right now. I'll be honest. Water. Thank you, Kaylee. So that's what happens when a non-professional tries to handle a YouTube add-on. Okay, block Nightbots, because apparently I've screwed it up. Okay, if you want to block Nightbots, go ahead. I'm going to have to work with it. You thought it was a troll? No, Nightbots is something that I included. It's something that you can include. I was just playing with it a little bit. Unblock it, for a few minutes and let's see if it causes any havoc. If it causes more havoc than what it did, then we'll block it for tonight, for today. All right, so where are we at? Okay, thank you, Susan. I did not know that. It automatically limits emojis to 3 because I do know emojis over emojiing, which I do. I used to. I don't do it anymore, I don't think, except for the thumbs up, because I love to give people thumbs up. I wonder what I did. Oh, yeah. Went back looking. It's just apparently what Nightbots are set at. So I'll have to play with that a little bit. So please accept my apology. That's my fault, apparently. Did you know that bluegrass music originated from the Celtic music, which it is also from Ireland? I did not know that. I did not know that. PSV Odyssey. Well, welcome, welcome, and howdy, howdy to you. Didn't know if my block will hold. Nightbot had a wrench. I bet I can't take it in a fight, though. But you can take it in a fight. Well, yeah, you eventually can. You'll figure out how to do it. The American Wanderer. Thank you. Evening all. Evening to you. If you could drop his link as well as PSV Odyssey. All right, so all right, thank you, Lance. I probably will be, you know, if most of the people you know can't figure it out, I know most of those people too, and I will go with the majority because I am not like the most brainiac person when it comes to this kind of stuff like nightbotting. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kaylee. All right, so yes, sir, absolutely. So let's see what the answer is. So I'm going to go with fat. I think they use cream. Yes. I had a feeling that was it. No man ever wore a scarf as warm as his what around his neck. No man ever wore a scarf as warm as his daughter's arm, landlord's hands, neighbor's cat, a shotgun. Daughter's arm, neighbor's cat, shotgun, landlord's hands. Well, around his neck. That's going to be a tricky one, okay? Because I don't think it's his landlord's hands. I better get my finger off of the trigger there. Let's see what y'all think the answer is. Daughter's arm. Daughter's arms. Boondocking, what'd you say? 13th smartest person I know. Come on, that is offensive. I need a safe room, Lance. I'm sorry I said that. Sorry, I meant the third. That's it right there. All right, we're going to go with daughter's arms. I'm thinking, see, that's me. That's me also, my first instinct. But I will go with the majority, which is not my normal. We're going to go with daughter's arm. Ah, yes, it's daughter's arm and not a shotgun. Imagine that. We have always found the Irish to be a bit odd. They refuse to be English, quiet, behave, or happy. English, quiet, behave, or happy. Or have, as they put it here. Let's see. Oh, yes. I hear you. So, English. I'm thinking quiet too, Priscilla, because I don't know too many Irish folk who are overly quiet. Now, that could be, what do you call it? What's the word? I could be boxing them in. There is one word for that, and I can't think of it, and it's a pretty popular word these days. I think it's behave too. Or well, not happy. They're, for the most part, I've seen a lot of happy Irish people. All right, so it looks like, I don't think that's the answer, but it looks like that is the majority. I think it's either quiet or behave, but we will put happy for the majority. Yep, we were wrong. We were wrong. A handful of skill is worth a bag full of luck, shamrocks, blarney, or gold. A handful of skill is worth a bag full of luck, blarney, gold, shamrocks. I'm thinking gold. So if you're skilled, you should be getting paid well. All right, Shirley, you have a great dinner. Have a great night. And thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it very much. Good to see you. And please, you guys, truthfully, go check out her channel. If you don't know her channel, which I can't believe there's anybody in here who doesn't know her channel, I'm going to switch over to that banner. She's an awesome lady. An awesome lady. Great channel. Thank you so much for coming by. All right, so back to the chat and let's see what stereotyping. Yes, thank you, Crystal. Stereotyping. We don't want to stereotype. However, I know a lot of Irish people. At least they have a lot of Irish blood. Gold. That's what I'm thinking. I would say all the above, but there isn't an all the above. All right, we're going with gold, baby. And gold it is. Like the warmth of the sun and the light of the day, may the blink of the Irish shine bright on your way. May the warmth of the sun and the light of the day, like the warmth of the sun and the light of the day, may the blink of the Irish shine bright on your way. Laughter, luck, rainbow, sun. I bet I know what most people are going to say. There we go. There we go. I'm thinking it's luck too. Luck, 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 as luck would have it. As luck would have it. It's the only thing that makes sense. The luck of the Irish. Now, I've also known a few Irish folk who have been unlucky. I've been unlucky a few times, let me tell you. But I'm not fully Irish. All right, we're going with Irish. We're going with luck. And luck it is. Luck it is. There is nothing so bad it could not be worse, better, Irish, or English. There's nothing so bad it could not be. I think this is a tricky one. Worse, better, Irish, or English. That it could not be better. That it could not be worse, better, English, or Irish. I almost think it's English, but we'll see. Let's see what you all think. Kaylee's with Irish. Worse. So we've got Irish, we've got worse. Has anybody else got something? Irish. All right, we got 2 for Irish, 1 for worse. Anybody else going to chip in on this one? All right, we are going to go with, we've got 1, 2 Irish, 1 worse. All right, we're going to go with worse. That is the I'm thinking it's English, but oh, it's worse. There's nothing so bad it could not be worse. Okay, well, good call. Good call. There are only three kinds of Irishmen who don't understand women: young men, old men, and men of Chippendales, of course, Great Britain, middle age. I have to read this one more time for myself. There are only three kinds of Irish men who do not understand women: young men, old men, and men of middle age, Great Britain, men, of course, Chippendales. I don't think it's Chippendales. I'm just guessing. I mean, I think it's going to be, let's see, I'm not going to say. Anybody jumping in on this, baby? I mean, middle age seems to be Judy. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm thinking that too. We just don't have that as an option. So we've got middle age, and coarse. I'm going to have to go with middle age, and that would be right. After this one, we're going to go into the next phase of the stream, and that's going to be talking about channels specifically. As you slide down the banister of life, may the blank never point in the wrong direction. As you slide down the banister of life, may the never point in the wrong direction. Fingers, road signs, splinters, or compass. Fingers, splinters, road signs, or compass. Well, I think as someone who did a tiny, minuscule bit of travel, what would those who've traveled, I say, would be, traveling moniker there. I think it's compass. Splinters. I mean, yeah, splinters seems common sense. Splinters seems too easy, but splinters. I'm sorry, Susan, but we've got 3-1. Splinters. Oh, I think it's compass. I think it's compass too. We will see. Splinters. Oh, good Lord. Splinters is right. I mean, see, that's the fun of the Irish. The compass makes sense. I do not have a compass. I need a compass. Many blank make light work. Many drunks, hands. I even know this one. English beers make light work. I think we all know this one. Oh, you just read that poem. Okay. Limerick. Yeah, so limerick. Gots to love the limerick. Yes. All right. Hands. Yep. I think we're going to go with hands this time, and I believe we are right. A trout in the pot is better than a blank in the sea. A trout in the pot is better than a whale in the sea, a boat in the sea, a salmon in the sea, a rainbow in the sea. A trout in the pot is better than a whale in the sea, a boat in the sea, a salmon in the sea, a rainbow in the sea. I'm going to say boat, but let's see what you all think. Drunks. Well, that's true too. That's Judy. Yes. And my suspicion is there have been many drunks in the sea. Maybe didn't make it back. Rainbow, whale, rainbow, whale. What? Whale, rainbow. So we've got drunks, 1. And then we've got rainbow, 2, 3 rainbows, 1 whale, 2 whales. All right, we're going with rainbow. I'm going to say boat, but we'll go with rainbow. Uh-oh. I'm going to unearth that one. Oh, we can go. I think we can go back. No, we can't. I don't know why they have that little thing there then. If you're lucky enough to be Irish, you're blank enough. If you're lucky enough to be Irish, you're blank enough. Rich enough, disturbed enough, good enough, lucky enough. What do you think? Rich, disturbed, lucky, or good enough if you're Irish? I'm thinking it's lucky too. There we go. Another lucky. Lucky. Got another one. Do we have another one? Lucky. Rich. Oh, that's a good one too. But right now, disturbed is hilarious. Now, see, that would have been my grandpa's side of the family. They were some hard men. Let's just say that. Some hard men. You've heard the phrase, she was a hard woman. These were hard men who did contribute a lot of beer probably to the ocean. All right, so we're going to go with lucky this time. And we're going to go with lucky. It is lucky. It is lucky. I think we're right close to the end here with this one as well. The Irish are one people for whom blank is of no use whatsoever. The Irish are one people for whom blank is of no use whatsoever. Sigmund Freud said this. Beer, psychoanalysis, sex, or whiskey. The Irish are one people for whom beer, psychoanalysis, sex, or whiskey is of no use whatsoever. I'm thinking it's psychoanalysis. Yeah, I'm thinking that too, Kaylee. Again, I could be wrong. It is not something I say regularly, but it's true, and I'm well aware of that. Psychoanalysis, all right. All righty, here we go. It's either psychoanalysis or sex, but we'll go with psychoanalysis. Psychoanalysis, that'd be it. A good man loves his sweetheart the most, his wife the best, and his mother the rest, most carefully, queen or longest. Rest, most carefully, queen or longest. And that would be of loving his mother. A good man loves his sweetheart the most, his wife the best, and his mother the rest, most carefully, longest, or queen. I'm thinking the longest. Come on now. Let's see. The rest. James Gipe, thumbs up. Thank you, James Gipe. Thank you so much. Kaylee, if you could drop his link, please. And please remember, if you see somebody here you do not go know, please write their name down, pop over, take a look at it, give them a thumbs up, watch at least 4 minutes of the video. And I watch a few. I'm just saying. And I'll tell you what, I've made many friends at James Gipe's house. Good friends, by the way. Some good ones. The longest, yep. All right. Wait, longest, I said rest because it rhymed. I know, Kaylee, but hello, Van City Adventure. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it so much. I know y'all are busy. It's a Sunday afternoon. All right, so we're going with the longest. Yes, moms, we get love the longest. God invented what to keep the Irish from ruling the world? The English, whiskey, leprechauns, the Emerald Isles. God invented what to keep the Irish from ruling the world? English, whiskey, leprechauns, emerald. I'd say whiskey. I'm going to say whiskey, but we'll see what the rest of you say. I know at least, okay, so if I'm way too late in life to rule the world, but all of those younger years, it wasn't whiskey, it was tequila. It was tequila in my younger years, kept me from ruling the world, and you probably all thank me for that. Thank tequila for that. You did not want me to rule the world. Judy says whiskey. Emerald Isles, whiskey. Leprechauns. Oh, that's a good one. Very well could be. Whiskey. So we've got 1, 2, 3 whiskeys. Emerald Isles and leprechauns. I'm going with whiskey. I'm going to have to go with whiskey on this. Okay. Where'd it go? Yes, whiskey. Right again. And I think this must be the last one. In summertime in Ireland, when the blank grows warmer. In summertime in Ireland, when the blank grows warmer. Rain, beer, Blarney Stone, or air. Rain, beer, Blarney Stone, or air. I'll bet it's rain when the rain grows warmer. We're going to be moving on to some friend checking here as soon as this piece of our afternoon is done. Going to talk about that and make some friends. Let's see what we got. Rain. I do think it's rain. Rain. All right. We've got a majority of rain. We're going with rain. Yes, rain. Yeah. This must be close. Really, this must be close. Drink is a curse. It makes you shoot at your landlord and it makes you blank. Drink is a curse. It makes you shoot at your landlord and it makes you hit him, miss, cry, fall down. Drink is a curse. It makes you shoot at your landlord. It makes you fall down, cry, miss, or hit him. Well, I'm not sure. Any of those could be true. It makes you miss, as I'll bet you what they say. We'll see what y'all think. Miss, one fall down. Miss, okay. Yeah, I'm thinking it's miss too. And thank goodness for that, because the next morning they probably are like, I'm so glad my landlord's not dead and I'm not in jail. It just wouldn't have been a good idea. Oops. Work is the curse of the blank class. The drinking, the highest class, the 4th grade, or sleeping. Drink is the curse of the drinking class, the highest class, the 4th grade class, sleeping class. I think it's the curse of the sleeping class because you have to wake up in order to go to work. But who am I to say? Okay, the drinking class. Sissy will be right back. Kaylee, but wait, sleeping would be funnier. Yes, and again, you have to wake up. The highest. Oh, that's actually. That makes a lot of sense right there from my experience. So, drinking, highest. All right. So, how about, let me look back here one more time. Highest class. I think it's the highest class too, truthfully. Work is the curse of the highest class. Oh, dang. I'll bet it's the sleeping class. The older the blank, the lovelier the tune. The older the fiddle, the story, the angrier the whiskey. The lovelier the tune. And I know what that one is. Pretty dang sure. I believe it's fiddle. The older the fiddle, the lovelier the tune. I think that is exactly what I've heard when I've heard this said by Irishmen. Well, this particular question is the older the what, the lovelier the tune. Fiddle, story, anger. Is that anger? Anger or whiskey? Fiddle, fiddle. Roy and Becky's Travel. Kiss me, I'm Scott Irish with a little Viking in my blood. Howdy, howdy. I'm Scott Irish with a little Cherokee in my blood. Little. Ron Darrell Adventures. Hello to you too. Glad you're here. Getting ready to look at channels in just a minute, as a matter of fact, as soon as this section is done. The fiddle. All right, we're going with fiddle. And if Kaylee, if you could drop the channel links for our newest guests, I would deeply appreciate it. All right, as you're doing right now. See, again, Kaylee. All right, we're going to answer that question with fiddle. Fiddle. Yes, yes. All right. This has got to be almost over. I swear, I believe it's only 10 questions, but may you live as long as you want and never blank as long as you live. May you live as long as you want and never blank as long as you live. Cry, shave, want, or drink. I believe I know the answer to this one. Let's see what you all come up with, and I'll save my answer for last. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you very much. I believe that be it, and I believe that be true. We'll wait another moment, see what you come up with. I mean, that would be nice. That's a nice thought. A very nice thought. I'm all in on want. Do we have any other takers for this question? Which I think is the last question. I believe it should be anyways. I think we're at 10. I thought we were at 10 2 questions ago. Priscilla says want. Judy says want. Want. All right. All right. We're going with want, people. And I think that's what it is too. That would be my guess. Yes. May you live as long as you want and never want as long as you live. Oh, good Lord. This is a long one. If you want to know what God thinks of blank, just look at who gives it to you. If you want to know what God thinks of blank, just look at who gives it to you. Beauty, money, hair, power. If you want to know what God thinks of beauty, just look at who gives it to you. If you want to know what God thinks of money, just look at who he gives it. Hold on now. I have not read this correctly. If you want to know what God thinks of beauty, just look at who he gives it to. Okay. If you want to know what God thinks of money, just look at who he gives it to. Power and hair. Okay. Well, this one I'm going to leave up to the smarter of you because I'm not. Who needs insulin anyway? You do, Kaylee. And yes, I was finger pointing. Beauty. Yep, my little sister has to give one of their cats insulin twice a day. That's how it kind of sets when she wakes up and when she goes to bed. Money. Nomad Hatters, that would be Peggy. I have no doubt it's Peggy because your husband called me right towards the beginning of my stream once again. Yeah, it would be hard, but he's doing well. Beauty, power. I think we've had more beauty. All right, we're going to go with beauty. I'm going to say beauty too. Up, we're wrong. We are wrong. Darn it. All right, so what was our score? A score of a thanks for playing. Your score is 80 out of 100. All right. So 80 out of 100 ain't bad. So I'm going to end this part of the stream and stop sharing that. But I'm gonna attach that in the bottom in case, down in the description, in case anybody wants to ever get some information about Ireland, the beauty of Ireland, the sounds of Ireland, the sayings of Ireland, the symbols, the flavors, and just the fun. There was a lot here I didn't do because gosh, we don't want to be here all night. I'm sure other people are having streams. All right, so I'm going to close that out and I'm going to get back in the stream. Let's see here. So I think I said hello to everybody who's here. Thank you so much for coming. Glad he's doing well. Mine was decades ago, and they really didn't have a handle on feline diabetes, didn't even have a prescription food for diabetic cats back then. Wow. All right. So, as I said, I am showcasing Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. Let's just take a look at her channel to start with. Let's look at why that might be. All right. So Susan is the owner of Hillbilly Chicken Ranch on YouTube. And first of all, honestly, the very first thing that I look at is I go and I check whether or not, if I'm going to make friends with somebody, first of all, it's generally content that I'm interested in. And I have a wide variety of interests. I don't know if any of you watch the people who trim hooves in Scotland. Well, they do it in Ireland and the United States too. But I am a big watcher of hoof trimming videos. I love them. And there's some stars, trust me. There's a kid in Scotland who his hoof trimming, and he's such an interesting character. You should see this boy's cars. If anybody looks at success from someone's work they do, one of the ways we look at it, let me just say, let me own it, is I look at some of the things, the toys. This boy has cars you would never think in a million years. They're going to be doing a movie about his life, a movie about a hoof trimmer, but that ain't all he is. And so, anyways, I have a wide variety of likes. And I started out as someone who was going to jump in an RV and travel the rest of my life. That's not how it worked out for me, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to travel. However, I do have a whole big life. That's why I've changed the name of the channel to Life of Lucretia. It involves many things. I would also like to raise chickens, but this lady does it. So when I go to a channel, the first thing I do is I go and I check and see if they have an about. Guess what she does? There's an about description here, including how to get in touch with her and how to find her on other media. So I didn't know any of these things when I started. So I had to look at people and find out, okay, look at their channel and find out, wow, why does that channel seem to be doing so well? Or why does that channel get, I just like them. And there's things that I find they have in common. One is there's a description of who they are, what their channel's about, and how to reach them. I get a little bit annoyed, I'll be honest, when I go to a channel and it's usually now big channels, blown up channels. And I understand, if you got a 500,000 followers, it's kind of, do I want 500,000 followers. Am I going to be able to find 500,000 people in my, have them send me emails and ever return all of them? Probably not. So I do understand that, but the average channel is not 500,000 followers. And anyways, I enjoy seeing this. It also says when she does daily videos post at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and also include Wednesdays lives, 1 p.m., premieres on Tuesdays at 6 p.m., and weekend shorts. You never know what I'll come up with. Okay, so your channel's growing, and you're doing the work that's creating that, by the way, Susan. So let's go back over to home. So then I look at one of the other things. So you got an adorable header, a very cute header, and your little icon is appropriate. So it all matches. It all matches up with your what you say your content is. So then I look at, like what's the newest, or right here you've got love and not can gain. Canning what I love, not can again. Oh, what I love and not can again. Okay, there we go. That's a collaboration. So, and also and I haven't done a collaboration yet, but I would like to do a collaboration. So one of the things I love is I love cooking. And by the way, I have to cook. I'm a human being. We do use a lot of prepared meals for a secondary reason. But anyway, so playlists, you've got it broken down well. She's got it broken down. She's got playlists. I was told by a pretty successful channel once, make sure you have playlists for kind of every slice of your pie. So putting it into food words, if I had made a blackberry pie and I was going to give each person a slice, so you got small channel help, full 10-hour playlist, and you even see how much it is. First 100 videos, 20-hour playlist, homestead work, product reviews, collaboration, shout outs, Texas artisan arts and crafts. So you have it broken down well. Hillbilly Chicken Ranch shorts, devotionals. That's another thing. I love that you include that in your channel, your devotional, your faith. I appreciate that as a person of faith too. So so there's that, and then also, so again, I can't reiterate enough. Watch her. You will see what I'm talking about, especially if you go to a live stream. Very kind, warm, welcoming person to her channel. And I mean that. So please check out Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. And I'm also going to drop a link here and give you the opportunity, if you're still here, Susan, to come and say hi to the group and share any information about your chance, or about your channel that you would like to share with us. In the meantime, let's see what everybody, farriers. Well, Kaylee, farriers, that is with horses. This is with, what I'm talking about are people who trim hooves of cows. I should have been a little more explicit. Cow hoof trimmers. And these are cows that are used generally for milking. And they trim the hooves of bulls because they have to be in performance ability. Right now, Alfonso, I dropped the link for a particular person. We're not going to do music right now today, I don't think. I so appreciate you wanting to be here and help me out, though. But we're doing right now, I've dropped the link for Hillbilly Chicken Ranch so that she might be able to come up and share some about her channel. Just to let you know, that's why I'm holding off here. But if you want to hang out there and we have the time, we'll be glad to put you back and have some music. um, some music on. All right. So, yeah, the name. So thinking about the name and love the egg. Oh, the blue egg. Yes. Yardbirds. All right. When you're ready, Susan, if you want to give me a thumbs up, we'll go. Are you ready? Can you hear me? I'm not hearing you. All right. Of course, I'm not hearing you. You're not up on the stream yet. But if you're ready, just give me a wave. They might, but the hoof trimmers I watch are strictly, and I've watched some farriers as well, are strictly cow hoof trimmers. And some will do also bison. Are you ready, Susan? Are you ready? Can you hear me? Let's make sure she can hear me. Are you hearing me? All right. How's that? Can you hear me, Susan?
I can. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Y'all have to pardon me. It's not the end of the day.
Oh, I'm just happy you're here, that you showed up, because it really was. I was trying to decide it kind of at the last minute what I wanted to do. And boom, there was your channel right in front of me. And I thought, absolutely. Let's start out with Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. It's just it's a new segment I'm going to do specifically.
I truly appreciate you highlighting my channel.
Well, I'm glad that I'm glad you're out there to be able to highlight. So, first of all, just quickly, what made you want to do this YouTube thing? I'm always curious about that.
Well, I was watching, I like Homestead Tessie, and I was watching several of the homesteading channels, and I'm like, I can do this. I am at home by myself most of the day with my animals and don't get to talk to people. So I thought, well, why not try putting out a couple of videos and see what happens? So that's what I did.
That makes sense. You know, and people are saying thank you for coming. So it is what I have listened to people talk about is kind of that thing is that they're doing other things in their life and they're disconnected, and this kind of gives them that ability to get connected in a way that they really enjoy by doing what they really like.
Yes. And I enjoy doing the videos that I do, and it is real life, everyday stuff that I do around here.
Mm-hmm.
And occasionally you'll see us out and about. I like to go antiquing and thrift store shopping and visiting different restaurants in the area. So it's always something.
That's the thing. It's real life. And I guess that was one of the other pieces that I really have appreciated about what I've watched is it's you in your real life. Okay. It's not just something made up.
Yes, ma'am.
So what have you found in learning how to communicate your channel? So like learning how to do videos, for instance, I don't think most of us that it does not come natural to me, and editing is my least favorite thing to do. So is there something about the production of YouTube videos that you're not like, or not videos, but of the whole thing about YouTube is your least favorite part of it?
My least favorite part would be the spammers.
Okay.
I don't mind doing the editing. A matter of fact, I'm always wanting to learn something new. So this was a learning curve for me. I have ran a website for many, many years, a online forum for many years. Of course, it's dormant now, but I still go there and pull my Bible studies from it. It's called The Lord is My Shepherd at forummotion.com. And it's actually linked at the top of my page.
Mhm.
Up in the title, you'll see links for different things up there. So I have it linked there. So if you're anybody's interested and needs Bible study, they're there. I'm not saying everything is correct because we all are learning,
Mhm.
but this is what the Lord has given me. So I put it out there and I don't charge anybody for anything. It's freely given, so I give it freely.
That attitude right there, freely given, giving it back. Absolutely. So that's good to know. And that, what was that .com?
It's the Lord is my shepherd. Let's see.
But it's linked at the top of your page anyways, right?
Yeah, it's the Lord is
Okay.
my shepherd at forummotion.com.
Okay. All right. So that's that might be a useful link for many people. I know personally myself, I on a very regular basis have to find some kind of support through my faith, because me myself and I'm in trouble when it's just me. Especially, there's the world is a pretty what I feel like is a fragile place right now. And when I'm looking at just that and not thinking about how God can intervene, I'm in trouble, because then I become anxious and fretful, fearful, aggressive. Because of course, if I come at that before it comes at me, I feel safer. Oddly enough, but yeah. And Kaylee put down here, gratitude is the attitude.
Exactly. And even before I decided to do the channel, I prayed about this and I asked God to lead me and to guide me, because I want everything that I do to be edifying to Him. And then I know that it will be successful because of Him, not because of me.
Amen. Yes. So there you go. That's the way to look at it. And it was just linked for it says Lord is my shepherd forum.
It's forummotion.com.
Oh, forummotion.com/forum. Okay. Thank you, Kaylee.
Kaylee,
go ahead.
Kaylee said it sounds like roughhousing dogs. I have 2 rescues. One of them is a Jack Russell Terrier, and the other one is a Jack Weenie.
Oh, goodness.
And
How
then
high off the ground does the Jack Weenie get?
they get pretty high. She's the younger of the 2, and she's hyper. And she was very much abused, so we have to do a lot of work with her. She's not peoply, so
She's not. Oh,
yeah.
we have a German Shepherd here that we inherited. Yep, it is my son's dog. Czar is his name, and he was gravely abused as a puppy, and legs were bound with barbed wire, kept outside, and he's terrified of wind. Here's this big 100-pound German Shepherd, terrified of wind, and the sweetest, most loving dog. But yeah, thank you for being a dog rescuer, animal rescuer at all, because definitely it's a necessity. Yeah, Kaylee, a Jack Weenie, that would be cute. I'm envisioning it in my head. I'm so glad you took the dogs, gave them safety, love, and training. Yep, obviously
they're both YouTube stars. They show up on my videos. She's extremely mouthy, and so she'll be talking in the background. You'll hear her. And then we have a rescue cat also. He showed up at our house. He was a stray, and somebody put oil on his tail and gave him a neurological condition. So we had to bring him in the house. And he was actually a good cat for outside and around the chickens. He never bothered the chickens. So
I can't fathom. I can't even tell you. I really, I'm not the person to go into with animals being abused, because I have no compassion for those people, no empathy, and for me, they need to be gone. And so, animals have always been my bastion of safety and love. And so I love them, and I feel like they're almost human to me. Animals have almost like a human for me anyway. So thank you for being a rescuer of animals. Yeah, that's a horrible thing. So when you started this, and so you're now at what is your count currently?
I think it's 875.
Okay. All right. So I'd love to see that go up today for you, a few at least, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah,
However many.
my watch hours is 3124 or 3125, somewhere in that range. So
you are right on the cusp, watch hour wise.
Yeah, I'm really pushing it through my lives. I introduce other channels all the time on my lives, and I do watch hours for several other channels on there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we're each of us are trying to help the other one out to get those watch hours up, because it's a 1-to-4 ratio, and you have to have each of those 1,000 people watching at least 4 hours of watch time to make that. And most of the time you'll get people that are friending you, but they don't come back and watch your videos.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's been your experience so far?
That's been my experience. I mean, I have a few good followers, and then I have a lot of people that have friended me for whatever reason. They may come and watch, I don't know, but they never comment or anything. So, they're just hanging out there as a friend.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I do know it all helps. It all helps. So in one way or another, but if there's anybody, I understand about we need to, so that's why I really encourage people to be friends who are, it's an interest, it's something that you truly are interested in. And so that is, I have a few friends who are not necessarily in an area that I would watch a lot. I'm not a gamer. My son is a gamer. I have a few friends who are gamers. Now I've had them come to my channel. I've had them watch some of my videos a few times and whatnot, but it's not the biggest supporter. It's not the biggest support. But you're right. I mean, ideally however, when you probably know by now, and as you get bigger and you have more monetization, as far as getting more friends, that you will it's hard. It becomes really difficult. There have been times when from morning till night, I'm watching people's videos and I'm not getting anything done with my own channel. That's where I've kind of had a struggle, because I feel like I owe it to people because you helped me become a channel. Right.
Well, what I do is I make a watch list off my live for channels that are up and coming. Mm-hmm. And I write down everybody's name that comes through. I don't care if you're a big channel or a small channel. I will go and do some watch time with your channel. But the small channels, I want to help them along, because I know what the struggle was at the very beginning for me to even reach 100 or 200. And so I want to help them along and introduce them to other channels. And so this is a great way for me to give back to the YouTube community. And we have a great, great community out there. There are so many contributors to YouTube that have such a good heart and good content, and we want to encourage them. Alfonso is one of them. I love Alfonso's music.
Yes.
He's such a talented young man, and I absolutely love watching him and getting to know him. We actually have started having conversations on the telephone now. So we've built a relationship up, and it's all about building those relationships up. And I never knew that you could do this through YouTube. So that was new to me, and I was excited about that.
Yeah, me too. So before I got involved in YouTube, I would, like everybody else, I want to know a recipe for blah, blah, blah. Or, Richard needs to fix this in our car. Go watch a YouTube. I always turn like this throughout my show. It's so weird. That must be distracting. So I had no clue that there was like little communities built, and I started mine through travel, through the van life. I envisioned that my husband and I were going to get in a van. I really have always loved the idea of going in a van somewhere, traveling in a van, probably because it's small enough to go wherever you want and blah, blah, blah. But it's not practical and rational for me because of my mobility disability. Even though I walk, I have to have a walker if I'm walking any distance or I'm on uneven ground, because when I did go to courtside a couple of years ago, I ended up falling flat on my face in the gravel. I just, I wasn't willing to grab my walker and use it, and I fell. So anyways, but as life would have it, it is not, I didn't get to go start doing that extensively at that time. We came back to our home base, and we've, had other surgeries since then and got more to do. And so I was thinking a while back, I've got to change the names, because it started out as burning up the roads, and that was it. I was going to just travel. Well, there's a lot more. I love to garden. I haven't been able to garden the last 2 years. I'm going to use the channel as a means to push my gardening desire to behavior. And so I watch gardening channels, but you're right. There's the communities, like I've noticed in your channel, and there's a couple of other ones that are primarily like the homesteading, whatnot channels, that there is that community, just like there is in the travel community. There are very strong group of people in the community I got started on YouTube in, and they taught me a little bit about how to do this. So building that community. So that's another element of your channel, of you. So I will, just so you know, I'm going to do your watch hour. I'm going to do your playlist. After we're done here, I will run your playlist. If there's anybody else out there, Kaylee, could you drop a link to her playlist? And I think you said it's a 20-hour playlist, correct?
Yeah, there's several of them on there. I have a 10-hour, I have a 5-hour, and so forth. So you can just pick any playlist off there. Anything will help. But I do want to apologize. I am eating supper at the same time talking to you, so y'all forgive me for taking bites. But I wanted to talk a little bit about being a person with disabilities, because I have autoimmune diseases, and I struggled. There are days where I struggle with pain, and I have to work through it. And I really pushed myself to get through it. I understand being someone that had to walk on a walker. I've done that. Fortunately, I can walk with a cane now, but I have the walker as a backup. But I have ankylosing spondylitis, and that's a long name for a type of arthritis that fuses your backbone together. And unfortunately, I'm the lucky person that has it all over. I call it the dinosaur disease because it's bone spurs everywhere. And I have diabetes and lupus, and the list just keeps going on and on. So I'm working on my health at the same time. And I have lost approximately 70 pounds over the last 6 years. So
congratulations for that. I mean, really, that is a big deal. It's a big job.
I have a 98-hour playlist. Oh my Lord. But I have a lot of videos. I put out video content every single day. So I started that pretty much off the bat because I wanted to make sure that I stayed connected with anybody that was coming to my channel. So I do that, and I do the collaborations, and I do the thrift stores. I do a devotional. I have a playlist that's nothing but devotionals. It's not as big as the other ones. And y'all, the shorts won't count towards watch hour time.
Right.
But it counts as views. So, either way, it still helps.
Right.
I just found that out recently because I was doing a lot of channels with shorts on it. And I'm like going there and watching 100 or 200 shorts in a row just to help them out. And then come to find out it's not giving them any watch time.
Nope. And I found that out by what I think you mentioned that in a live stream recently. It was you or someone else. And I went and I checked it out, double checked it because I try to always do that. And yeah, that's correct. It doesn't count towards the watch hours, but I tend to the shorts that I watch are people that I really. There's a lady who she's just funny. She's middle-aged, young middle-aged mom, and clearly has a history in dancing, and she does funny stuff. She's a comedian to the core, and her dancing is beautiful, and she makes fun of life through dancing, and it's just I love watching the girl do such good stuff. So yeah, it was important to understand.
That's okay, Kaylee. I understand. She said the watch hour had 98 videos, not 98 hours. I was going to say, I didn't think I had one for 98 hours yet.
So the last thing I'll ask you is there, what would you say for someone like maybe Kaylee, for instance, who should have a channel, but doesn't have one? And in order to encourage, is there like an encouragement just to kind of get started, to look at it a certain way, or
there was
wisdom?
There was a lady that was coming to my lives. Her name was Bonnie, and Bonnie was just a hilarious person. She had a bubbly personality that came through the chat, and so I encouraged her to start a channel. It's called Faith and Feathers, and it's still small, but she was the first channel that actually bounced off of mine, that started off of mine. So if you see something that you like, or you see a niche that you're not seeing on YouTube that you think people would be interested in, put out a video or two, and just try it out and see if you get any friends to come to your channel. And I also encouraged family members to go at the very beginning of mine and to watch and to kind of critique me, to kind of help me along the way, because your family is your worst critic. So you're going to get the best advice from them. And so that's what I did. And I am an encourager. I believe in encouraging anybody that wants to try YouTube out. You're not going to make bukus of money off the bat. You are going to have a lot of fun with it if you want to. And if you're not having fun with YouTube, it may not be the thing for you to do.
Right. Well, and if you're doing something that you truly enjoy, that you have a passion for, you have maybe an expertise in, or you just like some of the things I'm just learning along as I go, like the whole thing of restarting gardening. We've always gardened, and I grew up with a gardening father. And so but it's been years, and my husband and I have always planted things like basically peppers, tomatoes, some squash, some, there's like 5 different things that we traditionally have always planted. The last 2 years, because of physical condition, we just could not do it. However, I certainly could have done some planters. Yes, Kaylee, I know I've been highly encouraged to do planters. So anyways, just to kind of find something they want to do, you're just saying, it sounds like you're saying, find something you want to do, look at it in that manner. You're just like, I never believed I'd get 100 subscribers. And I'm going to use the word subscribers because that's what they technically are, according to YouTube. They use the word, so I'm going to use the word. I do not do like subscriber for subscriber. That is a no-no, because you will lose them to start with. It's just not, it's just, I've never known of everybody who's ever done that says it does not work. I believe that to start with, so I didn't do that. It is really finding the people that I enjoy, the things that they're talking about, like your channel and other channels, and start watching them. So, going, watching, making sure, leaving a positive comment, trying to comment on if it's a channel that's, really trying to build their channel, and I have a sense that they won't mind. I appreciate positive feedback about, like, here's one of the things I don't like on channels. So I would listen to a channel, and this is about learning how to edit, is everything is at a certain tone, and then music plays and it's just blaring loud. Well, I found, I had to find out through my own, is that there is a little, at least on the editor I use, there is a place where I can turn down that sound, especially if it's right in the middle of a video. So anyways, I just learning some of those little technical pieces was important to me to learn. But I have to say, I encourage people to go to your channel, to please like, subscribe, give her an opportunity, and keep going back. That's the other thing. It's kind of what you're saying also. We got to keep going back to one another's videos as long as those are coming out.
Yeah. Ron, I understand. I don't understand why anybody watches my lives. And when I first started, I had no clue what I was doing. And I would just get up there and ramble and kind of stumble through it. And everybody was just, watching and carrying on the conversation. And I'm like, finally, I started watching other people and realizing things that they were doing, I was picking up on. And I was like, okay, I can incorporate this into my lives. Now I try to invite channels up on my lives, but there are channels out there, y'all, that you do not want to have on your panel. So if you don't know the channel, don't invite them up. Be really careful, especially if you use the StreamYard like I do. Be careful because if they're not showing you their face, they're going to show you other body parts that you don't want to see and you can't see. But encourage other people to get up there and talk with you, because it's hard to be up here by yourself and carry on a conversation for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours or more. Because a lot of times people just keep coming in and they want you to keep it going. And it's just something that people like. If you're real with them, they're going to come back. And I think that's the main key, is just being you and not trying to be somebody else when you're up there.
Authenticity. Yes, that's exactly. Because there are times when there are channels that I like, I enjoy them, and there's something that changes, and it's usually what I've found is a huge. They get so huge that they kind of are having a harder time staying more authentic and more about how can I make it bigger and bigger and bigger. And I don't know that it worked, apparently, because they got very large. But so. All right. Well, you made a good point about not allowing somebody up you can't see, that you don't know, because I do know people who had that happen. I just happened to miss it. Thank God I had just missed it, because you can't unsee certain things. Is all I could say. You can't unsee. Like my nephew this morning comes over this morning. He is like my son. My sister passed 23 or 24 years ago. My nephew's like my son, and he comes and he knocks on my door. He's lucky I'd already gotten out of bed and was in the bathroom, because I was right on I was in transit. And I heard him knock and open rather than wait for me to say something. And after I came out, I said, William, you're lucky. You're lucky you hadn't been about 90 seconds earlier, sweetheart, because you would not want it, honey. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate you, Susan, for coming up and on the spur of the moment, spending some time with the channel, letting people find out who you are. And your channel is I have no doubt you're going to have a really successful channel because of your attitude and what your beliefs are about how to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to hate when I'm not going to be able to answer everybody's comments. I know the day's coming, but I love the little heart icon thing that we can punch. Thank you so much for having me up, Lucretia. I really do appreciate you. And you come visit my channel sometime and come on panel.
I will. I promise I will. All right. Well, thank you so much, Susan. Have a great rest of your Sunday.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes,
bye,
ma'am.
everybody.
All right. So Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, that is the channel that we're showcasing today. And really, again, the things that I appreciate about her channel and about any channel that does that is the about. I really enjoy reading what the channel is going to be about, and then breaking down the lists of things that we can kind of watch, and that's very useful, very helpful. She has great header. Everything matches up. I don't think, she's done a beautiful job. So I'm going to stop sharing that. All right. Let's see. So let me look here. All right. Alfonso's been waiting patiently and kindly down in the bottom. In the meantime, I'm going to, as you see, running across the bottom here. If you see someone here you don't know after the stream, well, first of all, write their name down. I always have something, an old something. That's exactly how I did it, is I wrote every channel's name down. I went over there. I watched their videos. I left comments. And I invited them to my channel. Someone told me, because I would always invite them back. I would give an invitation. I was told, you don't need to do that, Lucretia. People will automatically reciprocate. Most of the time, that's true. So, again, Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, and give her a watch. Let's see, Rondell. Put my face on the screen, makes everyone else look good. While we're going to finish up the rest of it, I'm going to bring up here, add to the stream, Alfonso.
Hello, can you hear me?
And then just a minute, if there's anybody else who would like to come and share something about your channel, or just say hello.
Hello.
I'll drop the link back. How are you doing, Alfonso?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. I want to say I'm blessed to be here. I really enjoy the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch channel. I really enjoy her channel. She's awesome. I do recommend it. In fact, she's one of my sponsors on my channel.
Uh-huh.
So I do recommend going to her channel. You're into gardening, ranching, raising livestock. So I do recommend that channel. And as you know, I got Employer of the Month this past week at work.
Congratulations.
The second time I get it. It's in 3 years I've been working, and I'm going on 4 years.
What kind of work do you do?
I work at the thrift store. I work for Arc Thrift.
Uh-huh.
And it's the largest company in Colorado. We just opened another store, and we have 33 stores in the state.
Uh-huh.
So we're looking at expanding to more stores outside of Colorado. Like we're looking at New Mexico, where I'm originally from. We're looking at Albuquerque. They're looking at Farmington, Santa Fe, Las Cruces.
Uh-huh. Well, congratulations. You are, I think I probably met you. That's probably where I ran across you at first, was at Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, is what I'm thinking, where we made the connection.
Yes.
So that's really nice. That's really nice. So if you would like to play a little music,
Sure.
we'll see if we can. I want to make sure that people can be heard. I'm going to drop the link.
Can you hear the organ?
Yes, I can hear you really well. Maybe you could turn it down just a little bit. Okay, that's great. I'm going to invite, drop the link again if there's anybody else who would like to come up for about the last 15 minutes here and share about your own channel, or just say hello. I'd love to have you come up. Because I've talked for 2 hours now. I don't know if you want to hear me. You're not my son is having some family over for dinner, although he is in charge fully. Alex, who is, by the way, he's in the monetization part of his channel. So he just got notified yesterday that was in review. Life Lucretia, can you lower his volume yourself? Hi. Okay, he just did. Okay, I think that's going to be perfect for further conversation. I'm hoping somebody takes that little link and jumps on board. Kaylee, do you remember how to do it? One time you were actually on here. You came up into the basement with your icon, and just saying, feel free. And we're able to talk to the group. So people are saying congratulations, Alfonso, and have subscribed to you. He's got some really nice videos. It is an awesome person. It helps, okay? It helps. Let me look here. Let me see what this is. Okay, so yes. Beautiful music. Beautiful music. So did anybody, okay, now for talking, it's a little low.
Can you hear me now? Or
yes,
I'm
I hear you now.
Or I'm coming out distorted?
No, to me, I don't think you're distorted.
Yeah, because some channels I do come out totally distorted.
I know the other day it was distorted, but I'm not hearing distortion on my end at this point.
Because I hear perfectly clear on my end, the way I'm set up, but then sometimes other channels, they come out totally distorted. And I heard the replay on Miss Susan's channel, and it was totally distorted.
Yeah, it's not distorted today, not here.
I don't know why. What's going on? Like, I don't know. Like, it depends how you receive it on how the other person receives the audio on their end too. It depends how StreamYard and YouTube process the audio too. Like.
So in the meantime, I'm going to show you. You guys are going to be previewing before I ever do the video. A couple things that I have going forward for my I'm going to be doing a video on a couple things that I got, that I've received, that I actually wanted. And I'll show you before I do the video. So for my gardening part of the channel, I got myself some pretty green gloves. Pretty green. They kind of are brighter. Oh, they match my background there. But anyway, so I got some gloves. But what I got that's going to be really helpful. All right. So on one of the channels is a gardener who, glad for punishment, is, I got this from Clyde's Garden Planner. It's called Clyde's Garden Planner. Oops, there's my address. I always do dummy things like that. So this is an amazing tool. It's a tool for gardening. I don't know how it works. I saw somebody else use it. But what it does, let me take this out. Okay, so like I know most of you probably know, I live in Oregon. All right, so there's Ron. We'll come back to this. You let me know when you're ready, Ron. Are you ready, Ron? Okay. All righty. Ron, we got,
yeah.
Ooh, there you are. How you doing, Ron?
Oh, if there's any better, I couldn't stand it. How you doing, gal?
I'm doing all right. I'm having a good afternoon. A nice day, even though it's rainy here, and I'm sick and tired of it. But that's another story. I'm sick of it. It will not do what I ask of it. I want some blue skies, moderate heat, and it just says no, Lucretia. We're going to torture you with rain.
I don't know. I'm breaking up or something here. Let me go back out and you bring me
Okay.
back up.
All right. Let's.
Okay.
All right.
Meantime, I'm gonna play your red wing.
Yes. So, Haley, Clyde's Garden Planner. So that's what this is, Clyde's Garden Planner. And for instance, I'm watching my basement to watch for Ron while I do this. So here's what it looks like, first of all. I don't think you can see it very well. But what it is it matches up, like, let's say tomatoes. So tomatoes, let's see. See, that's why I haven't looked it over enough to probably be showing it. Before I do a video on it, that's what I better do. But Kaylee has down here. So what I saw that it would do for me. The reason I bought it is I think it will help. It will help me know when to plant. All right, let's give her another try. Is that better?
Yes, ma'am. I think so.
Okay, good. So, how are things going for you, Ron?
Oh, I can't complain.
Yeah.
I get up every morning and see the grass on the top side instead of the bottom, so I'm doing all right.
I understand that feeling. I do. I really, truly do. It's nice to wake up. So sometimes I think, why am I waking up? But for some reason, God wants me here one more day. I don't know if it's to pay penance for all the crud I did when I was young, or what it is, but I'm here one more day. So your channel, what would you say is the main theme of your channel? What's it about? Good luck. You say good luck, Lucretia.
Oh, Lord. Anything somebody brings up, I just started winging on my channel. I don't ever have a topic, or I just go with what the people in there are going with. And we do. I like to hear people laugh, and we do a lot of cutting up and going on. And I've got some serious videos out on airboats and RVs and motorcycles and stuff like that. In fact, I'm fixing to start on a couple series now that I'll be putting some videos up on. One of them is what I call Tall Tales, and there's just experiences I've had in my life, and some of them are funny, some of them are not. Mm-hmm. And the other one I'm sort of doing, being a little selfish. I think about the questions I'd like to ask my grandparents or my parents about things that happened, when I was young, or things that happened to them.
Right.
So another deal to where I went back as far as I could remember, back when I was things that happened when I was 3, 4 years old, and started telling that. I'm just going to keep on with that up to now, and that'll be a long drawn out deal.
And that's a good. So you say that's a like you're going to do a series. That sounds like a series that a lot of people would like to hear, because most of us have some questions, that we'd like to ask our parents or our grandparents or whatever.
Yeah, it's amazing what you don't ask when they're here, and then you wonder about when they're gone.
Right.
And of course, I'm pretty much of a smart aleck anyway, so there's no telling what I'll come up with.
Well, I had gotten both my son and so we before my dad passed a couple of years ago. He was 94 when he died, and still completely mentally with it, and right up to the second that he died. And so there had been a couple books bought that were like they're similar to what you would call a diary, and one was questions for my father, one was question for my grandpa. So I went through and we left it. I went through a lot of the questions. We never, got through everything, but and my sister, we would ask him questions, and there's just many things, we didn't know, and even now, there was some things that were talked about recently that somebody in our family didn't realize. Somebody didn't know my dad had a brother, a person in our family who should have known, but I explained why in later life, the last 40 years, I would call, he wasn't around, and why him and my father, our father, why they did not have a close relationship. And so I explained to this person why that was. So that was something about our family they didn't know, why grandpa and his brother were not close.
Well, I got a question for you, Gal. I did have one topic the other night.
Uh-huh.
I never could get an answer to it. Maybe you can answer it.
Oh, okay.
What do you call a female bullfrog?
Now say that again. A female bullfrog?
Yeah.
I don't think that females are bullfrogs. But I don't know. What do you call a female bullfrog?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Oh,
Hey.
I don't know. Does anybody have an answer to Ron's question? What do you call a female bullfrog?
Bull's a male.
That's what I'm thinking.
I never have heard of a cow frog or a frogette. I got to wondering about that.
Oh, hold on one second. Kaylee, I didn't know. That's good to know. I didn't know that Safari is not supported, does not support StreamYard. Okay, hon. Well, that's too bad. So, does anybody have any answer for Ron? Because I'm at a loss. I'm not at a loss easily, but I'm with Ron. What do you call a female bullfrog? I just don't know, because when you say bullfrog, what came to mind? I don't know the technicality, but when you say aren't bulls always male in whatever the species is?
Yeah, you got a bull elk, but you got a cow elk too.
Yes, absolutely. So what part of the country are you in right now?
I'm in Waco, Texas.
Waco, Texas. Okay. My nephew was just talking. He misses Texas. He was there traveling briefly and really likes Texas. His father was from Texas, born in Texas. Very long history in Texas, and a family. And my nephew really thinks that because of this genetics, that there's a draw possibly for him to Texas. I don't know if that's possible. It could be. And by the way, people think it's a good question. Oh, here's one. Maybe a ribbit. A ribbit.
Ribbit.
I don't know. So what do you think is the thing you like the least about being on YouTube? Is there anything you don't like about it?
My deal on YouTube is I just do it to have fun. I mean,
okay,
like I say, I'm about half smart aleck, and I like to hear people laugh. And I really enjoy it. And there's, you got a few horses butts on here, but 99% of the people on my live stream are great people. They're just, and I got great mods that I don't have to do much of anything. They take care of it. You know, I just sit up there and act like an idiot.
Yep. Just show up. That's all we got to do. That's
Yeah.
like I said, Kaylee can almost finish sentences for me much of the time. So Kaylee, she Googled no difference in the name. They're all called bullfrogs. That's odd. That's odd. She thought you were going to have a hilarious joke.
I could add to that, but I'm not going to. I'm just not going to comment.
Well, then if you have that instinct, someone told me one time I was going to tell somebody something, and I, and the way I prefaced it, and I said, maybe I shouldn't tell you, and she said, I think, Lucretia, it might be a good idea if you don't. If that's how you feel, maybe you shouldn't tell me. And I'm like, okay. Well, that's probably the best idea. I mean, as it turned out, it was probably a good idea not to.
Yeah, might have both of us in trouble. Now, it was really funny listening to you today with this gal. I got started raising contract quail here a couple months ago, and so that's one of my what do you call it? Where you put all the light videos in a playlist?
Yes.
I had made up my mind here a couple of days ago that I needed to do some playlists because I love my live, but I'm into motorcycling and I'm into camping and I'm into RVing and building boats. I do that. I built airboats and built kayaks, real funny kayaks, real fancy. And so I had thought about doing the playlist and keeping everything on one channel. Instead, I see people split channels up, but that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, me neither.
So and I get a kick out of helping people. Ava and Doug's channel.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, the first of the year, I made up my mind I was going to get Ava and Doug monetized. And got some help from some other people, and we got her up, got her monetized, everything here about a month ago. I get a kick out of doing that kind of stuff.
Ava and Doug are really fun people. And Ava really specifically loves clearly to have fun, and I appreciate that. See, I'm not known for having a lot of fun. I mean, I'm not that kind of personality, I don't think. And that's okay. By the way, there's a lot of different ways to do everything, but I'm not like, there's just some people who are just fun. They're just naturally that way. And that's great. I mean, there's people who love to do it and it just rolls off of them. But they couldn't have helped a better channel, in my opinion. They're nice. They're good people.
That was my New Year's resolution, was to get them monetized.
So Kaylee says, and I think she's right, do playlists, Ron. So one of the reasons I changed my name from Burning Up the Roads because I was feeling like, first of all, I can't just go burn. As it turns out, see, part of my learning lesson, not just on YouTube itself, but about doing all of this is that, first of all, I wasn't going to be able to just go burn up the roads. As it turned out, my plan that in a perfect world, I'd have all the money, I'd have the perfect rig, and I'd be able to just go burn up the roads because I really love to travel. And we still have plans of that being a cornerstone of what we do, but it didn't feel authentic anymore. And I didn't feel like it was fair. And it wasn't a good representation of majority of what I was doing. So, excuse me, I've got some gas for some reason. I haven't had anything bubbly. So I thought I thought about it. And then my son came to me and he said, Mom, he had looked at my analytics and he goes, Mom, you're not making any money. And I said, really? I'm not making any money? and so he said, so he had some ideas, and one of them was to change the name of my channel. And he said, why don't you just name it after you? Because, and I'd actually been thinking about that, and that way it would feel more authentic. Like all of the things I like to do. I like to cook. I like to travel. I want to garden. I like to garden. And having the disability that I have, that's part of everything, because I can tell you, it's a cloud over my life. And I am not glad that I ended up with a disability, but I have it. It's very real, and it's an unseen one unless you watch me walk. And so I wanted to make sure that people know a person can still, and I have it's pretty bad at times, and still garden. I can still cook, can still travel. I mean, I traveled Wardsite and back with me mainly driving. So, and that I do enjoy people. I am a people person. So I thought, let's just change it to the Life of Lucretia, and both are parts of who I am as a person. Whether it'll work or not is still way up in the air.
I thought about changing mine because it's real funny. Mine's Ron Darrell Adventure. But the reason it was named that was Ron is my name. My hunting and fishing partner named Darrell.
Oh.
And that's the only thing I could get registered. I couldn't split them. And so I did that. A lot of people know that, but most people think my name's Ron Darrell,
I thought it was Ron Darrell.
Pretty well recognized. Yeah, it's pretty well recognized. And and I like to agitate the pot a little bit anyway, give somebody something a little different. In fact, when I started my live streams, the tag on my live stream was Trouble with Ron.
Oh, really?
And
I didn't realize that.
And so I have a good time on this thing, and I sort of got burnt out. I've done over 1,000 live streams in the last year or so.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of live.
I started getting burnt out a little bit. Yeah, and I was doing one 7 days a week, and it didn't start out that way. When I started this, I was going to do one live stream a week for an hour, and I was going to do one video a week. And it turned into, I have been making many videos and 7 days a week, and the live stream used to run 2, 3, 4 hours. And I just finally got where I cut them off at an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. And it makes some people aggravated with me, but I can't help it. You can just stay on there so long. And doing that every night is a pretty good chore.
That's a lot. So people don't realize who don't do them, maybe, that it's a lot. Now, I prefer live streams over doing videos. I think my channel reflects that, as a matter of fact. Camping Therapy, on the other hand, Doreen does not like to do live streams. And I can imagine, there's many downsides to live streams. First of all, they don't really grow your channel. And if that's what you're trying to really do, live streams is not the way to go. But it is a way to meet some other people and start, I've got some ideas about being able to bring new people into mine, but it really, building a channel, what I understand, and I was told from the get-go, finding a way to do evergreen materials, stuff that people will always want and will always be needed to some degree. And then it turned out I liked prep. I've become someone who I understand and like the idea of being prepared for emergencies, all kinds of emergencies, not just one, but so getting connected with some prepper channels, without the crazy side of that, was fun and interesting. And I thought, yeah. So then Burning Up the Roads and Prepping was the second name. It was the second iteration of where I'm at today. And then I'm like, okay, this really is very odd to have two separate types of channel in one name. So let's go. So I'm just going with Lucretia, Life of Lucretia, and either people will come or they won't. And I will try to make, but I like all kinds of people, all kinds of channels, as I said. So, Doreen also
I guess
says,
I'm unique.
Go ahead.
In one way, as I don't care if I get monetized or not. That I don't even. It's just not a deal for me. And
Right.
it's like right now I've got 14,000 watch hours, and so yeah. And but I haven't got but 430 something subs, you know. But I don't hustle subs.
Uh-huh.
Now, if I get to put the video up, I'll start picking subs up then, because the people coming back to see how I'm building something, or you know, if you pull that in, like when I built that aluminum airboat, I had all kind of people subbing because they wanted to watch the whole build, you know.
Uh-huh.
And so I don't know. I never thought I could sit up there for an hour and a half and talk to people and not shut up. Because I'm really a little bashful when I first get around people.
Uh-huh. I can't
Don't
tell
say
that.
anything. After I get to know.
Go ahead.
No, go. Go
ahead. I learned, I was very shy. Actually, I was pretty shy. I was a very shy child and pretty shy young person and a not so young person. And then my personal story is that when I, about 40 years ago, almost 40 years ago, I had stopped drinking because I did a lot of stupid stuff. And so it was in my best interest and the interest of everybody else I know that I not drink. And so where I learned to not drink and learned how to live that way was with another group of people who did the very same thing before me. And as luck would have it, I ended up sitting in a place where I'd be looking at everybody. It wasn't because I wanted to, it's just because it was the last seat in the house. And so I'm sitting there staring at them. And over the years of being in these places where I'm doing that, I became more comfortable looking at people and them. And so when I would talk about my stuff in these meetings and I'd be looking right at a room full of people. So it just started becoming more natural and easy. So either people like me or they don't like me. And yeah, I am exactly who I am, and imperfectly in process is what I call it. Imperfectly in process.
Well, I'm trying you're not politically correct.
Yes. Oh boy. So my Thursday streams are a little different than this, and it created havoc in my family with my little sister. So she heard something, she was on listening, and right now my Thursday show is about, it's going to be it's topic driven, specifically about see, I'm getting tongue tied because I can't go there today. I just don't want to today. It's too late in the day and too much water under the bridge for me to think that deeply. And so my Thursday shows are different. Let me just put it that way. It will be political. It will be non-political, but still topic driven. Issues of today. And right now we're going through, we just got done reading the Declaration of Independence. It took us a couple weeks to get it read, and to have a conversation about it. Well, my little sister and I are different politically, which is perfectly fine. I don't care what anybody's political stance is. But she misheard something, or my intentions. She misheard my intentions. And so her and I, she left the stream, and things can get a little tense at times. And so her and I have worked through that together. And I'm doing a video about that whole interaction. It just, what I've learned on YouTube. So YouTube's done two things. I do not cuss the way I used to cuss, as a matter of fact. My cussing is almost down to zero. And that has helped me, and that's positive, because I one time had, at these meetings that I go to learn how to not drink, stop drinking, I had a man come up to me and say, Lucretia, cuss worse than a truck driver. I'm a truck driver. I should know. And I'm like, oh no, is that a compliment or you said, I would. So it's taught me how to learn how to monitor myself, and I don't want to be that person anymore. So Doreen's channel is wonderful. By the way, make sure Doreen's. I think you've already dropped Doreen's channel link and Ron's channel link. On my campus is perfect.
On my channel is I sort of laid some rules down. One was no politics, no religion, and no drama. Mm-hmm. Don't do drama on my channel. And the other thing that one of my main points is I camp on a motorcycle. I camp in a pickup. I've done all kind of it. I pulled RVs and delivered them for about 2.5 years. I've got 325,000 miles pulling an RV. And so I've been down that road. And I wanted people to understand they didn't have to go spend $500,000 and have a certain kind of rig and all this kind of stuff. You take a tent and any vehicle on the road and full-time RV if you want to.
Yes.
And everybody's different. My perfect setup is to have a base camp that I can go back to with a workshop and then be able to take off for 3 or 4 months at a time. That's perfect for me.
All right, Lucretia, I'm jumping off now. Getting ready for dinner.
So, okay. One second here, Ron. I'm gonna highlight Mr. Alfonso here for a second. That's what I want to do anyways. Nope, that's the wrong highlight. Well, apparently I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Oh, here, I've got the control up here. Solo, that's okay. So what do you say now, Alfonso, go ahead and turn up your mic for a moment.
All right, Lucretia, I'm going to go ahead and jump off. Can you hear me?
Okay, and I appreciate you very much for coming up and playing for us. Your music is always appreciated, Alfonso. Everybody loves it.
You're welcome.
All right, dear. Well, thank you, and I will see you soon and alive.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Back over here to Ron. And okay, come on now. Let me get this right. There we go.
You need to make you big, me.
Go ahead.
I said, you need to make you big, me little. You better look than I am.
Oh, we're perfectly good, just like this. So we have an older Class C. It's a 1991 or 92 or something like that. Eldorado, and it's like 25 feet, I think, somewhere in there, 24, 25 feet. And I drove it mostly going down and coming back to Quartzsite. I've never driven anything like that before. Now I've driven a pickup truck many times in my life. I really want, Richard and I have talked, and we would prefer, I believe, something that we pull and a truck over a Class C or even a Class A. I mean, the reason is because it's kind of like common sense. You get more living space. And if we want to spend months, for us, it would be a little better. I know that I don't like being mushed together so much. We've been married 38 years or 39. It's one or the other. But we got along great. I was really surprised. We got along excellently. However, I think for living in an RV, it would be better. I would like a slide or something, a slide out. And I would like to be, where we kind of have a little separation of space. I think that would be perfect.
Well, I think a travel trailer is a perfect deal for me because if something breaks on your vehicle you're pulling with, you go park it. You got a place to stay. And
yes.
What can go wrong with a travel trailer, you can usually work around. If an icebox goes out, we'll go buy an ice chest. until you get time to get it worked on. And
So
my
Doreen
favorite,
said, oh, go ahead. You finish.
my favorite camper is a cab over camper, but I'm getting too damn. I've got a knee messed up, and climbing up and down in that top bunk is got where it can get a little dangerous. And but I've personally had a Class A for a while. I've had the pickup campers. I've had the fifth wheels. If I was to start over today and not have anything and say, okay, I'm gonna rig up, my rig now would be a pickup and probably a 8x24 or 26 cargo trailer, and just build it out myself. I think that would probably be the perfect rig for me. But I like to build stuff too.
Uh-huh. So if my husband was, he really he's got a back issue. He has got to have fixed. He cannot get it, well, a back and a neck. So the neck is going to cause him to be paralyzed eventually. And he cannot quit smoking, because you cannot be on nicotine and have these back surgeries. Just can't do it. Insurance won't pay for it. And so, because the healing is not done, it doesn't heal. So anyways, if we were younger people and healthy, or he was younger and healthy, it would be something that he could do and would love to do. I know Roy and Becky are wanting to get, if they're still wanting it, at least a bus with a lift, because they say, they never know. I mean, they have back issues as well. There may come a day, since they're full-time on the road, there may come a day when one of them needs a wheelchair, and that makes sense to have that wheelchair lift available. I agree. I'm teetering on that point in my life. And so I understand that, but right now, neither one of us can do that kind of work, but that's to me ideal. It really, if you can build something out, go for it, because there you go. You get what you want and what you need, the way you want it and the way you need it.
Well, you can take a cot and a portable stove, camping stove, and a bucket, and pretty well camp like you want to. You can just make it as fancy as you want it.
Yes.
But that's what I want people to understand, is that there's a jillion ways to do it. You look at, like, Dee lived in a car for how many years?
I know.
And I follow another gal that's got a Jeep Wrangler, and she had a travel trailer, and she quit the travel trailer and just built it up in a Jeep Wrangler, and that's what she travels in now.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do it a jillion different ways, and it doesn't have to be full time. It just, I got where I can't hardly go anywhere anymore without an RV behind me. So I'm so spoiled, and not having to look for a bathroom and my own bed, and it makes you comfortable. You can pull up anywhere, and so it's people make it too damn complicated.
That's
Really.
true. That's true.
Do you ever follow Shoe Devil?
Yes.
Well, did you see the bus she just bought?
I haven't seen the bus she just bought. No, it's been a little bit of time. So it sounds like I need to go check her channel out again.
She bought a short bus with a wheelchair lift in the back of it.
Uh-huh. Okay, so I just wrote it down. I'll go over and take a look at that, because before we got this Class C, we were going to buy this bus that this guy had, and it was a small bus. It was one of the shorter buses. It had 5 windows, and we went ahead and we bought the Class C, because everything was done. So Doreen says here she has never driven a larger RV, but driven a 32-foot UL truck. Well, I'd say you are licensed to drive a larger RV. 32 foot is not small. If you can drive a 32-foot truck, I think a person could drive a 32-foot RV, or 32 feet of truck and RV. And I do know that people say slides are even newer RVs with slides are problematic. I don't know how to get the living space any other way.
Well, if I was to buy a new travel trailer, it wouldn't have a slide on it.
I think that's a consensus of everybody who's ever been around a slide, except I've never been around a slide, and I have a hard time learning from other people's good information.
Well, I've got a couple pet peeves on RVs, especially tow behind vehicles.
Mhm.
One is they put this big fancy dinette in them that takes a ton of room up. It sticks out in the middle of the room. If you find an RV that's got just a table and 2 chairs, you wouldn't believe that's more room than you get with a lift. I mean, with a slide out.
Uh-huh.
And there's things that you can change in that, especially if you order one, that you got as much room as you would have with the slide out without the slide out. And I've never personally had any trouble with the slide out on one of my campers. So
Mhm.
I can't say anything, but it is just something else that can go wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. And if a person's already struggling, physically, and then they have this, something go wrong like that, that's a problem.
Yeah, I've had
So,
to, when I was towing them, I've had to hand crank them in before, where we would pick one up to go back for service or use one, and they couldn't get the slide in. Well, then you'd have to work it in. I know about them slides.
mhm. All right. Well, I think I'm going to end my stream here in a minute. So I'm going to drop you down, Ron, but I appreciate you. I really, it was nice to be able to, I've never been able to just sit and talk to you. So thank you for coming up and giving me that opportunity.
Now, come on down to my live once in a while and get up on the screen, and we'll have a hold down or something.
All right. I will do that. All right, Ron. Thank you.
All right.
Have a great rest of your night. Bye-bye. Okay. So just to say hi to Doreen again, we're, there's so many, like Ron says, there's so many different ways to travel, to like Richard and I, early life, we camped in a tent that you couldn't even stand in. It was just a little dome tent, might have been a 4-man tent, what they call a 4-man tent. I don't know the men that ever slept in it, but truthfully, yeah. So, and as a child, my parents, most of my childhood, they had a tent, and we camped a lot, camped all the time. My father was a fireman, and we went to a lot of events during the summer because there was an old fire truck called Old Number One who took it to all these parades and blah, blah, blah. So we camped all over Oregon. Let me see here. And then got a small, older small trailer. But my little sister and I did not want to sleep in the trailer. We had a tent we slept in. Okay, so because full time 17 foot, if I went to 17-foot casita, that you could, probably live in. All right. Thank you for coming, Crystal. I appreciate you being here. Let's see. All right. So let's see what else Kaylee said here. Okay, yes. Have a good night, Crystal. All right. So thank you guys for coming and hanging out for an hour and a half. Was it an hour and a half or 2.5 hours? 2.5 hours. Oh my goodness. No wonder you don't like to do live streams, Doreen. People, it just get going, and before you know it, 2.5 hours of your life are gone. All right. So I hope that you got something out today, at least from watching Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. She has that channel. Please go check her out. Subscribe to her if you like her. Watch their videos. First of all, you watch her videos. Leave a comment and keep going. I think she has a lot to offer in many different ways. So other than that, I think I'm done because my brain has now stopped thinking. All right. So, and I got to go help get dinner ready. So, you are welcome. Thank you, Kaylee, and everybody else who showed up. And I appreciate y'all so much. I really, really appreciate you. And someday, I hope I get to find a way to say that. All right. So, you guys, I'll see you on Thursday. And before then, I'll have a video. I've already done the video, Kaylee, about the Thursday thing that happened with on my Thursday channel or my Thursday live stream. And I kind of had to just really think about it, pray about it. I'm going to let my little sister watch it first before I release it, so she's not sidelined with my stance. And so, yeah. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. The few hours that are left in it, stay safe, stay healthy, and make sure you find what your passion is, because that is what this is about for me. And I think that it was a wonderful decision. All right. Live your passion.